Hello and welcome to the episode number 35 of the Blue Rafflesia. Let us begin the story. Uh, in the episode number 34, we learned that all the members of the team, both official and unofficial, let us first talk about the official team, except Professor Bhattacharya and Bubas. All the other members of the team were captured by that person who only interacts through a sound box. However, the driver of the official team was found to be a traitor. She was already involved uh, with the owner of that box, the voice that interacts through the sound box only, and the two policemen who were supposed to guard the members of the official team, they were also absent. But beside this, all the other members, Raj, Rohit, Dr. Gomez, then Professor of the uh, geotechnology, that professor, and also Jayanta, the future son-in-law and the scholar, PhD scholar of Professor Bhattacharya. All of them were captured by that the owner of that voice, which interacts only through the sound box. Now, at that very moment, the inspector Panda, who was investigating the mystery of that tiger, which was terrorizing the citizen of Bhubaneswar some time ago, and which also tried to attack Jayanto and Anjali when they were interacting in the garage of Anjali's home. So he was deputed to solve the mystery of the tiger as well as the murder of Ganesh, the gangster, in the resort of Shimlipa. So by investigating this case, Panda was led to this very island, the North Sentinel Island. This island is protected by international law that no one can enter this island, such that the naturality of the tribesman that stays in this island get untouched and remain as it is, such that the ancient heritage is conserved properly. And also, these tribesmen are extremely hostile to the foreigners that try to intrude into the island. Whenever an attempt was made from either an Indian or a non Indian, they were killed by the tribesmen. When the Indian authority also tried to provide them with food and shelter, this was also rejected. How? Not by any words, but by arrows thrown at them, at the officials, when they tried to help them. So they are actually extremely hostile towards any foreign intrusion. Now, what happened when Panda arrived into this island? He, at first, was startled by a roar of a tiger. Now, as you and also he knows that there is no tiger in any island of the Andaman and Nicobars, and it never was because the habitat doesn't promote or doesn't encourage tiger to uh, to stay in this type of forest. and there is no history of tiger residing in any of the Andaman or Nicobar Island forests. So that is why Panda was really surprised with the roar of tiger that he heard after arriving into the island. So what happened next? Let us see. Let us start episode number 35. So let us see that what happened next. Okay, so let us begin the Blue Rafflesia episode number 35. Panda was mesmerized by the untouched beauty of the North Sentinel Islands forest. It was a place of contrasts, deep yet distinct, tranquil yet tumultuous, dangerous yet deserted, beautiful yet brazen. One could love it one moment and hate it the next. The forest was full of peril, but still oddly inviting. Suddenly, Panda was startled by the roar of a tiger. Where on earth could a tiger come from? Andaman doesn't have tigers, he wondered. The elusive tiger seemed to be stalking him, teasing without revealing itself. Gripping his dagger tightly, Panda began carving a path through the dense jungle, inching deeper. He was at least 2 kilometers inland from the coast when he heard a faint cry for help, a human voice. Following the sound, he found a man collapsed beneath a giant tree, wounded by 3 arrows and bleeding heavily. The man was barely conscious, struggling to speak. Panda gave him water, but the man couldn't swallow it. His labored words came out faint and broken. 7 trees north, 10 trees east. BR, BR. Then he took his last breath. Panda tried to decipher the clue. BR, he thought. Could it mean Blue Rafflesia? What else could it be? Suddenly, a voice cracked from a nearby speaker. Give me the location of the Blue Rafflesia and I will set you all free. Raj, Rahit, Gomej, and the professor shouted in disbelief. We don't know where the Blue Rafflesia is. Why don't you believe us? The voice answered coldly. Because your story is unbelievable. Your driver gave me this information. Yes, we found some signals. We were exploring when your people kidnapped us. I have told you this repeatedly. Why are you still bothering us? The professor pleaded. Leave us alone, he begged. The voice laughed, dark and cruel. You don't get to beg. You're all liars. Face the consequences. Stay here as my prisoners until I sell you to the human market. You will be slaves for sheikhs, and your independence will be destroyed. The echo through the cave sounded like a prehistoric predator closing in on its prey. Yes, we are now talking about the prisoners of that owner of the voice that comes from the sound box. No one knows who the owner is, but he is behind all this incident, like kidnapping, like murdering, like other illegal activities. He is a maniac. Initially, he told his prisoners, when these prisoners were captured in the forest of Simlipal, that he was trying to find a miraculous antidote for cancer, and that the raw material of that antidote is within the elusive Blue Rafflesia flower. That is why you want to know where the Blue Rafflesia is. And he can himself find the exact location of this elusive flower. But now he himself is pressurizing his prisoners, who are the same prisoners who were captured in Shimlipal, but now he has captured them from the North Sentinel Island, which is supposed to be forbidden from any foreigners. But what we see is both our official team and there is an unofficial team, and also these people are staying inside the forest of North Sentinel Island. Let us return to our story. Terrified by the unfolding nightmare, Skulls climbed down from the tree. He had lost confidence. This forest was unlike any he had conquered before, mysterious and deadly. No one dared enter this place, not just because of the tribe, but because the very flora and fauna threatened survival. Regret gnawed at him for accepting this deadly assignment, driven by greed. Suddenly, he heard a noise behind him. Panicked, he ran aimlessly, unsure where to go. He was a man stripped of hope and stamina. Then, stumbling through the underbrush, he saw it, a huge blue flower emitting a pungent, almost unbearable smell, the elusive blue Rafflesia. This was the flower for which his team had died, and for which he now felt failure. Just then, three arrows pierced his chest from behind, narrowly missing his heart, but lodging deep in his right lung. Grasping for air, Scourge knew death was near. Yet he summoned the last of his strength to call his boss. If he died now, at least his discovery would be immortalized. Pride for his family. But more arrows stuck his leg and waist. He limped and ran, running not just for his life, but for immortality. Weakening fast, he collapsed into Panda's arms. With fading breath, he revealed what he had learned about the flower's location. At first, Panda didn't grasp the importance of this information. After all, he was a policeman, not a botanist. How could he understand the monumental discovery that had cost so many lives? The secret of the blue Rafflesia. What happened next? Whether Panda was able to discover the location of the blue Rafflesia that Skulls has already discovered, or Panda was also killed by the arrows thrown by the tribesmen, or whether really tribesmen are throwing these arrows, or the hired murderers, the murderers which were hired by the owner of the voice that interacts only through the sound box. They are responsible for these arrows. So, and what happened to the prisoners, Raj, Rohit, Gomez, Professor, and also Jayanto? And where is Professor Bhattacharya and Bhubas? They were roaming here and there within the forest. Wherever have they gone? All these mysteries will be deciphered in the forthcoming episodes of the Blue Rafflesia. So stay with me, continue listening this story, and if you like this story, kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for your patience and see you next time. Good night and goodbye.